Hello and welcome. I'm Pallavi Ghosh. Hello, I'm Pallavi Ghosh. At first, I'm going to begin by thanking all the viewers who have been watching One Take week after week and also giving in their inputs. But on One Take this week, I'm asking this question, and this time it's a wrap of the year 2022, politically speaking. This week, we are asking actually two important questions. Is it going to be easy for the Congress to make up its mind? Then why is it that the political parties are doing so? Kya khoya, kya paya? Kisne khoya or kisne paya? That's going to be one of the main topics which we are going to be discussing. But apart from that, looking ahead at the 2023. 2023 becomes important because there are going to be elections in at least 10 states. Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Telangana, Tripura, Meghalaya, Chhattisgarh and Karnataka, of course. And will they have a bearing on the 2024 Lok Sabha elections? Do state election results do have a bearing on the Lok Sabha results? But more importantly, also mull over the fact that is there a possibility that the BJP-led government at the centre prepones the Lok Sabha elections of 2024 to end of 2023 to get some advantage, if it feels so, from the state election results. First of all, the big story of the 2022 political year has been yet another reinvention of Rahul Gandhi through the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Many who've been watching and tracking the Yatra do concede the fact that it's getting traction, the crowds are emerging. Not all the crowds may be organic in the sense the common man just randomly joining in, but it also tells a couple of stories. One is yet another attempt at a makeover for Rahul Gandhi. The Teen Bandar advertising agency has been involved, so has been the top brass of the Congress leadership into giving yet another political push to Rahul Gandhi. Whether it works or not, we'll have to wait to see in 2024 completely, though for now the Congress party insists and maintains it's not a political yatra. So if it's not a political yatra, it's clearly a personal yatra to boost up his personal image. So might as well concede that. But has it worked as far as image is concerned? Well, Rahul Gandhi has often got that Pappu tag and very often been accused of being a part-time politician who runs off to have his holidays, gets up late in the morning, sometimes there and sometimes not there. And to that extent, the Yatra has seen an image makeover. It's certainly not an easy task for walking over 25 kilometers per day, getting up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m., be up and about from 6 and working late into the night. And of course, traveling the length and breadth of the country, and we've all seen him. He calls himself a tapasvi, so he wears that beard and he also is without a jacket, even though it's extremely cold in northern India. In that sense, many who are observing him, and let me tell you that some in the BJP also who I speak to, they admit that personally it's going to work for him. It may not work for his party. Because one of the places where he crossed through was in Telangana, where the by-polls were held and the Congress lost. Of course, the Congress says it's got nothing to do with politics and it's wrong and unfair to jump to conclusion. But at the end of the Yatra, this question certainly will be asked because the Yatra ends in 2023. Is what has he got? Kya paya? And after the Yatra, what is going to be the next step? Can the Congress party build up from the traction it has received during the Bharat Jodo Yatra? Well, that we'll have to actually wait for all the election results to come out. But that's as far as the Congress goes, and they've had one win in the kitty, which is Himachal Pradesh. Credit, of course, being given to Priyanka Gandhi Vadra. The choice of Sukhwinder Singh Sukhu, not going in for an entitled person, but someone who's risen from the ranks. That's also a messaging which the Congress party wants to give. But if we want to talk about the Congress party, the big news of course was the election of the first non-Gandhi as a party president in a long time. And even his critics accept the fact that Kharge really has emerged on his own. That's as far as the Congress is concerned. Very quickly on the BJP, well, Gujarat of course has been the big win, and the BJP of course is flaunting its win as yet another sign of the popularity and charisma of the Prime Minister. They're certainly going to build up on it in the next elections in 2022, and we talked about at least 10 of them, and of course big elections in 2024. For the BJP, it's also been a big moment at the centre, the presidency of G20. Clearly, diplomatically speaking, but also back in domestic politics, the BJP wants to use this to make the fact that the Prime Minister is acknowledged as a leader not just in his country but also in the world. Again, whether that's going to work in 2024 and to what extent, something remains to be seen. The performance of the regional parties have been more or less lackluster. Suddenly, the Trinamool Congress has become silent, and we have spoken about it because there's also this whole buzz and talk and murmur that is Didi softening up to BJP. When the Trinamool Congress says a complete no, but the fact remains is she's taking a leaf out of the book of Naveen Patnaik, where she realizes that she needs to do some work and at least have a working relationship with the central leadership if she's going to get funds from the centre and work for development in the state. Aam Aadmi Party clearly wants to emerge as a 2024 alternative to the BJP. But they lost in Gujarat and no performance, of course, in Himachal, and a kind of not a clean sweep in MCD, perhaps the Aam Aadmi Party would have a long way to go. Enough for 2022, we look at 2023 and let's talk about the state elections. 10 of those big states go to election, and this is where the Congress Party will have to face the test. As of now, they're quite confident in Chhattisgarh, also as far as Karnataka is concerned. If the Congress Party manages to win in these two states, and also managed to win Madhya Pradesh, where again they're very hopeful of a strong anti-incumbency, then Sone Pe Suhaga, and the Congress Party can feel confident that they can face the 2024 elections. But at the same time, I'm sure they're going to give the credit to Rahul Gandhi and to the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Equally, for the same reason, these elections become critical for the BJP. This jury is still out on whether state elections do have an impact on the Lok Sabha elections. History is replete with many examples where, for example, the Congress Party has done well in state elections but has not always improved its performance or performed well in the Lok Sabha elections. Because people vote differently as far as state elections go and differently for the Lok Sabha elections. And the second thing, of course, is that whichever political party sweeps the state polls will obviously use this as a benchmark or a litmus test and say that, look, this is how popular we are, and therefore people want us, do vote for us in the Lok Sabha elections. And therefore both the Congress and the BJP are going to be working overtime to ensure that they win the maximum number of state elections. Just to dwell on some of them, Karnataka matters because it's a southern state, the only one where the BJP is in power, and the BJP has its eyes on other southern states as well. Telangana, mind you, also goes to polls, and interestingly, KCR's party is now called the BRS, and he wants to project himself as a national party. Will that really work, or will he be a spoiler? That's of course a big question. We'll have to wait and watch to see. But the BJP certainly is emerging stronger and stronger in Telangana in terms of putting their weight over there and putting the campaign there. And the Congress Party seems to be a kind of a collapsed house as far as Telangana goes. Rajasthan is another state election. Will the Congress Party go in for a CM change? Can they afford to do so? But if they do so, will it actually help them win the elections in Rajasthan? Because the BJP, mind you, is banking on the cyclical pattern, which is why they are quite hopeful and positive about the desert state. Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. Now Chhattisgarh, Chief Minister Bhupendra Baghel is someone who's close to the Gandhis, and he's been seen as a performer. So that's also one state we'll have to watch out for. Tripura, Meghalaya, interestingly, are two northeastern states where the Trinamool Congress has now decided to focus on after having burnt its fingers in Goa. But there's the BJP and the Hemanta Biswa Sarma and the Prime Minister factor as well. And of course, for the last big question, that's what I'm going to be asking you this week. Do give in your reactions. Do you think there's a possibility that the BJP prepones the Lok Sabha elections of 2024 to 2023? Can they afford to take the risk? Because they're pretty gung-ho. They're on a high wicket, they're on a strong wicket. But does that really work? See, one nation, one poll concept will be very difficult since it's not possible to postpone the state tenure, state assembly tenure. The easier thing for the BJP perhaps would be to prepone the Lok Sabha election. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. The BJP certainly thinks it will work. Do you think that's what the central government may go in for? Do give in your reactions on the social media timeline as we wrap up the politics of 2022. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, a Happy New Year.